Welcome back, everybody, to the Detroit Lions franchise here on Madden 20. As today, we conclude the regular season here in season number 5, as our 13-2 Lions are going to be heading to the soccer stadium out in Los Angeles to face off against the Chargers. As obviously in Week 17, when you're a very good team, you have the opportunity to rest players, and you could go both sides on this. What I mean by that is obviously resting players, keeping them fresh, avoiding injury, but I also think it's not the smartest idea at the world in the same time, because I feel like if you have them rest for a while and they go flat, maybe we could lose earlier than expected in the postseason. Just look at the Baltimore Ravens in real life. They rested their starters Week 17. The starters had 3 weeks break and then went flat in the divisional round and got smoked by the Titans. So we don't want that to happen to us. But, we're playing a solid team in the Chargers. They're 7-8, but they have a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. Joey Bosa, very good player, leading the anchor of their defensive line. And on offense, it doesn't get any easier. Melvin Gordon has been their lead running back for nearly a decade, and he's continued to be a very productive player for the Chargers. These guys also have some of their current stars as well. Obviously, Bosa and Ingram are still here. They still also have guys like Derwin James and Keenan Allen. So it is going to be a very tough game for us, even though on paper their record is not great. Looking at the current seedings, we have clinched a first-round bye. All 6 teams in the NFC have clinched their playoff spots, by the way. The only things left up for grabs are seedings and the NFC West title between Seattle and Arizona. Meanwhile, in the AFC, this conference is a train wreck. You got the Browns, who have clinched the division. The Ravens, who are 12-3. The best they can get is a wild card. But then you got the 3 seed currently as the 7-1 Denver Broncos. And the 4 seed currently as the 7-8 Tennessee Titans. You got some good teams at the top in this conference, but there are a lot of bad football teams. The Chargers at 7-8 still are playing for a playoff spot. Now, granted, it will take a miracle, but there's certainly a shot. The Broncos are only 7-1, so it's possible. We are going to make a quick little roster move. Guard Aaron Howard has been re-signed to a 2-year deal worth about $12 million. Howard was the second player to be drafted in this series all the way back in Season 1. He started every game at left guard since then and has been a very good player, and I think it doesn't really make sense to not keep him around. Only $6 million a year. I feel like that's a bargain for one of the better young guards in football. So here we go. The final regular season game here in Season 5. The 13-2 Detroit Lions heading out to Los Angeles to take on the 7-8 Chargers. Now, there are quite a bit of fans in the seats. Whether they are all Charger fans is up to your interpretation, but we can play along with it. As the Lions don't plan on resting any starters for the most part today. Obviously, that brings up the risk of injury, but this team is deep, and you want to keep the guys not rusty. As on first down, here's Keenan Allen with a nice gain. Chargers are led at quarterback by former top 10 draft pick Josh Rosen. Last year, the starter was Matthew Stafford, who was traded from the Lions to the Chargers. Then, obviously, this offseason, Stafford returned to Detroit for a backup gig, as on third down, the pass for Keenan Allen is deflected by Darius. Big play Slay. That drive stalls out. Lions have it. Here's Kerryon Johnson on first down, gaining 5. I don't know why I didn't cut that play out, but hey, we've already done the commentary for it, so there's no reason to go back now. 3rd and 3 from the 24. Lawson, he is going to be brought down by Joey Bosa. Might be a rough game for Tez, who is the current MVP favorite, but the race is close. Tez Lawson not a shoo-in for the award by any means. First down, there is Darius. Big play Slay with the INT, and he's taking it the distance for 6. You can't spell intercepted without the D. Darius Slay now leads the NFL with 6 picks this season, and he's had like 9 or 10 pick sixes in this series, which is just incredible. 2nd and 10, Ed Oliver with the sack coming in through the middle of the defensive line, bringing Rosen down. Lions have it back as Lawson going to hand it off for Kerryon Johnson. He breaks a defender's ankles. And when in doubt, as the great RNP once said, keep calm and carry on. First and goal now from the 2. Lawson going to look short for his tight end, T.J. Hockenson, for the touchdown, and the former Iowa Hawkeye will put the Lions up top 14-0. Good start for Detroit, especially coming off a loss last week in Arizona. Detroit will get the ball shortly after. Second down. Lawson heaves it deep for Kenny Galladay, who just mossed a man. Couldn't really tell who that was getting mossed. Looked like one of the safeties, either Derwin James or Nasir Adderley. First down now from the 11. Juju Smith-Schuster with the touchdown, and this scoreboard looks ugly for the Chargers. It is 21-0. Los Angeles going to try to string a comeback. Hey, that's a good start. Nice gain for Keenan Allen, who has been a stalwart in this Charger offense for over a decade now. First and goal from the 6. Rosen going to go in the end zone for the touchdown. And Chosen Rosen and the Chargers are now on the board as it is 21-7. Lions still in the driver's seat. They still have a very comfortable lead. Can I just show you all this play? Lawson from the 20, off-balance throw. Not only does it go 80 yards deep, but it has perfect accuracy. Maybe the play of the season. Should that be humanly possible? From the 20, he launches a bomb on his back foot, and it's perfect accuracy to the end zone. Chargers have it back. Jaquavius Highsmith sacks Rosen. Lions have it now as the pass is tipped and intercepted by Trevor Williams. Somebody made a really nice read on that ball and deflected it en route for Williams to make the interception, so you can't really blame Tez Lawson for that one. Still a nice play by Trevor Williams nonetheless. Second and goal, Royce Freeman is going to lose yardage. Melvin Gordon actually got hurt fairly early into this game, so that's why you're not really going to hear from him. Third and goal now, Chargers out of timeouts, as Highsmith and Flowers each get credit with the sack. LA will not score as it's 28-7. Lions putting up a ton of points in this game, and they're not done. Detroit would open up the second half of a fairly long drive, and they're going to cap that off with a 1-yard scamper for Kerryon Johnson, and it is now 35-7. Chargers trying to get back into it with all the fight they have left, as Keenan Allen makes Darius Slay look like burnt toast, bringing it to the 24-yard line. Keenan Allen's been playing quite well today. Third and 5 now from the 7. Josh Rosen under some pressure, and he's going to fake the sack from Oliver, and is eventually brought down by Trey. Let me get you a bouquet with those flowers. Fourth and 16 now. The field goal goes right down Main Street, and the Chargers make it a little bit closer. It's now 35-10. Comeback season, perhaps. The Patriots were down by 25 in the Super Bowl, and they won. Third and 9. Nice little arm punt from Tez Lawson as it gets tipped and intercepted by Fear Nasir. The former Delaware Blue Hen, Nasir Adderley, makes the play. Now, that one was Tez's fault. He kind of forced that pass, but you can't fully blame him. It was third down. Second and 14, Jaquavius Highsmith with the sack. He now was 2.5 today. Really nice performance, and he has just continued to dominate here in the regular season. Third down and 21 now, final play of the third quarter. Rosen's just going to try to go deep, and he gets picked off by the James Madison University alumni. It's Shanarang Budga, the third-year pro, as we enter the fourth quarter. Lawson is sacked by Joey Bosa. Now, Bosa's been fairly quiet for the most part. That's his, he has 1.5 sacks, which is, it is pretty good, but he hasn't sent a whole ton of pressure. Third and 17 now. Lawson absolutely clobbered outside the pocket. He does connect with T.J. Hockenson for the first down. Now it is second and 7. Lawson going to connect with Kenny Galladay. Nice block by Lawrence Parnell. Nasty back move on Derwin James, one of the top safeties, arguably the top safety in the National Football League, as he would get it to the 9. Second and goal now at the 1. Lawson finds the touchdown magnet, Lawrence Parnell. Parnell now has 17 receiving touchdowns this season, which leads the NFL. Parnell has 30 receiving touchdowns in his career, and he's only been in the league 2 seasons. That's nearly a touchdown a game. That's pretty insane. As the Chargers would miss that field goal, Lions would choose some clock. They're going to go with a field goal now from 7th-round rookie Tim John. The kick is good, 45-10 now your score, and that would be the final score. Dominant win here for Detroit. I mean, the team already had the 1 seed locked up because we did have the head-to-head tiebreaker over Carolina. So it's good to see the team, still put up an effort. And the team stayed reasonably healthy today. The only injury was change of pace back, Dakota Sloan, who bruised his sternum. I'm like 95% sure he is going to be good to go for the postseason. So the team is pretty much fully healthy going into the playoffs, which is awesome to see. This team is maybe the best in the NFL at full strength. So the reason why it's a box score episode and not a scoreboard episode is because, we're not done yet. We're going to make a quick season recap here. Take a quick look at the stats, starting with the passing. Tez Lawson had an incredible season. He did a really good job as an improviser, in my opinion. Kind of like a Deshaun Watson. Got sacked quite a bit. But, I mean, he was under pressure a lot and really made the best with it. Made some bad throws here and there. Wasn't perfectly efficient. But was a big play machine at times, not only in the passing game, but also in the rushing game. Kerryon Johnson had a great year, 1,300 yards nearly, 12 touchdowns, and he didn't fumble it once, which is really significant because at the beginning of this series, Kerryon had a fumbling problem, and he didn't cough the ball up once this year, which is really impressive. Looking at the receiving numbers, we've obviously had a four-headed monster with Galladay, Juju, Hawkinson, and Parnell. Galladay led the team in yards. Juju is the big play machine. Hawkinson is the safety blanket, and Lawrence Parnell scores touchdowns like he eats breakfast in the morning. Lickety-split. So all four of these guys have different roles, but they all have been exceptional for a number of seasons now. The offensive line was a mixed bag. Now, yes, the sack numbers are high, but, I mean, playing Danielle Hunter twice a year isn't fun. Playing Khalil Mack twice a year isn't fun. I'm sure Akeem Downing knows that from experience, but Akeem Downing, I know the sack numbers are high for him, but he is a very good player. Defensively, the defense was really good this year, sent a lot of pressure, forced a lot of turnovers. We had 5 players with double-digit tackles for loss. Highsmith led the way with sacks with 17. What a breakout campaign for him. Trey Flowers with 15. I think he had his best season in the series, probably his best career season. Now, we did have guys like Shaquem Griffin and Mike Renwick who had double-digit sacks last year. They were a little bit more quiet this year, but, I mean, they still created double teams here and there. They gave guys like Flowers and Highsmith opportunities to get sacks. Darius Slay with 6 interceptions. He had another great season. Darius Slay has 31 interceptions in this series, which has lasted 5 seasons so far, so that's over 6 a season. Slay with 3 defensive touchdowns this year. Chidobe Awuzie also had 5 interceptions, as he had 4 in like a 3-week span. A lot of fumbles as well. Shaquem Griffin had 3 fumble forces. Number of guys had multiple recoveries, and then here's a look at the touchdowns. Darius Slay has at least 9 pick-sixes in this series, maybe more that I'm forgetting about. But yeah, when Darius Slay has the ball in his hands, he is a problem. Nearly a third of his interceptions have gone for touchdowns, and he's picked off a lot of passes. So the MVP goes to Lamar Jackson. I feel like Tez Lawson was snubbed. Lamar is a little bit more efficient. His completion percentage was quite higher. He threw for less interceptions, but I feel like Lawson made more big plays. Lawson was more explosive on the ground game. He averaged double-digit yards a carry, which is incredible, whereas Lamar averaged like 5. We do have Calvin Johnson winning Coach of the Year. That's fun. Here's a look at the Offensive and Defensive Player of the Years. I feel like Tez got snubbed over Cam Newton. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Devontae Higgins and JaMychal Shepard make it. Best Quarterback, T-Law finishes in 3rd. I feel like there's a little bit of disrespect there. Kerryon finishes 5th for the Best Running Back. I don't want to sound biased, but I feel like these awards are a little bit harsh towards us. Parnell and Juju, both top 5 receivers. We do have a number of guys for top offensive linemen, which is cool. Highsmith, 2nd for Best Defensive Lineman. Here's Best Linebacker, Khalil Mack, no surprise. Best Defensive Back, Darius Slay got snubbed. Goes to Avonte Maddox instead. Slay finishes in 2nd. Chidobe Awuzie finishes in 3rd. And then for Best Kicker, no Tim John. I feel like that's acceptable. He had his down moments. He had his ups, but he also had his downs. So looking at the final seedings, we finished with the 1 seed, obviously, Carolina 13-3. The Panthers are on a 10-game win streak. You know the last team they lost to? Us, back in like week 6, which is pretty incredible. And then the AFC, I can't wait for you guys to see this. So Browns 1, Bills 2. The 8-8 Titans are the 3 seed. The 7-8-1 Broncos are the 4 seed. And then the 13-3 Baltimore Ravens are the 5 seed. So the 13-win Ravens will travel to Denver to take on the 7-win Denver Broncos for the wild card round. Ouch. So here's a look at all the matchups. Bengals and Titans, Saints and Giants, Ravens, Broncos, Seahawks, Cardinals. Those NFC games look interesting. And then, I mean, the Ravens should swallow the Broncos. As who will be playing in the second round? The team I wanted to play against was Seattle, and it is Seattle. So they end up beating the Arizona Cardinals. This also means that the Giants defeated the New Orleans Saints. So Seattle is coming to town, which should be a lot of fun. The core of this Seahawks team is aging, but it's relatively still similar, and they still have a really good squad. The star of the team is obviously Russell Wilson, still doing his thing. He's 34 years old now, but he's still very good. Still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, still doing his thing, and he's obviously still going to create a challenge for us. Defensively, they're still led by Bobby Wagner, who is now 33 years old. I think the game plan for our offense should be is just stay away from Bobby Wagner, and maybe we'll win the game. A lot of this core is still intact as well. Seattle still has guys like Chris Carson, Shaq Griffin, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. They also have Curtis Samuel, who is injured. That's a big deal. Samuel, obviously, great with the ball in his hands. Very athletic wide receiver. So that's a big loss for them. But, I mean, Lockett and Metcalf are still really good. Looking at the rest of the playoff results, Bengals squeak past Tennessee. The Giants beat the Saints by 3. Baltimore barely beats Denver, but they do win, so the Ravens are moving on. And then Seattle beats Arizona pretty convincingly, nearly dropping a 50 bomb in Arizona. That's pretty impressive. Cardinals have a solid defense as well. So let's look at the second round games. Bengals and Browns, Seahawks, Lions. Ravens, Bills is fairly interesting. And then Giants, Panthers as well should be a good game. So that'll end the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Next episode will be the divisional round against the Seahawks. I'm out. Peace.